The Amazing Ride. The pteranodon coasted down to the ground. He stared at Jack with his bright, alert eyes. What was Jack stupid to do? Climb on? But I'm too heavy, said Jack. Don't think, just do it. Jack looked at the Tyrannosaurus. He was starting up the hill. His giant teeth were flashing in the sunlight. Okay, don't think, just do it. Jack put his book in his pack. Then he eased down onto the pteranodon's back. He held on tightly. The creature moved forward. He spread out his wing and lifted up off the ground. They tried it this way, then that. Jack narrowly fell off. The pteranodon steadied himself, then rose into the sky. Jack looked down. The tyrannosaur was comping the air and staring up at him. The pteranodon glided away. He sailed over the hilltop. He crossed over the valley, over all the nest filled with babies, over all the giant duck-billed dinosaur. Then the pteranodon soared out over the plain, over the treetops, who was cringing in the high grass. It was amazing. It was a miracle. Jack felt like a ball, as light as a feather. The wind was rushing through his hair. The air smelled sweet and fresh. He whooped, he laughed. Jack couldn't believe it. He was riding on the back of an uncapped flying plate. The pteranodon sailed over the stream, over the ferns and brush. Then he cried Jack down to the branch of the oak tree. When they came to a stop, Jack slid off the creature's back and landed on the ground. Then the pteranodon took off again and glided into the sky. "Bye, Henry," whispered Jack. "Are you okay?" Annie shouted from the treehouse. Jack pushed his glasses into place. He kept staring up at the pteranodon. "Jack, are you okay?" Annie called. Jack looked up at Annie. He smiled. "Thanks for saving my life," he said. "My life," he said. "That was really fun." "Climb on," said Annie. Jack tried to stand. His legs were wobbly. He felt a bit dizzy. "Hurry!" shouted Annie. "He's coming!" Jack looked around. The tyrannosaur was heading straight toward him. Jack brought to the ladder. He grabbed the slides and started up. "Hurry, hurry!" screamed Annie. Jack screamed into the treehouse. "He's coming toward the tree!" Annie cried. Suddenly something smelled scant the oak tree. The treehouse shook like a leaf. Jack and Annie tumbled into the brook. Make a wish, cried Annie. We need the book, the one with the picture of Frog Creek, said Jack. Where is it? He pushed some book aside. He had to find that book about Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. There it was. He grabbed it and threw it, looking for the photographs of the Creek Woods. He found it. Jack pointed to the picture. I wish we could go home, he shouted. 어디까지 읽었더라? The wind began to moan softly at first. Hurry, Jack yelled. The wind picked up. It was whistling now. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Jack closed his eyes. He held on tightly to Annie. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Chapter 10. Home before dark. A bird began to sing. Jack opened his eyes. He was still pointing at the picture of the Frog Creek Woods. He peeked out the treehouse window. Outside, he saw the exact same view. We're home, whispered Annie. The woods were lit with a golden late afternoon light. The sun was about to set. No time had passed since they arrived. Jack! Annie! A voice called from the distance. That's Mom, said Annie, pointing. Jack saw their mom far away. She was standing in front of their house. She looked very tiny. Annie! Jack! She called. Annie stuck her head out the window and shouted, Coming! Jack still felt dazed. He just stared at Annie. What happened to us? He said. We took trip on Magic Trails, said Annie sleepily. But it is the same time as when we left, said Jack. Annie shrugged. And how did it take us so far away, said Jack, and so long ago? You just looked at the book and said you wished we could go there, said Annie, and the magic tree house took us there. But how? Said Jack. And who built this magic tree house? Who put all this book here? A magic person, I guess, said Annie. A magic person? Oh, look, said Jack. I almost forgot about this. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the gold medallion. Someone lost this back there in Dinosaur Land. Look, there's a letter M on it. Annie's eyes got round. You think I'm standing up for a magic person, she said. I don't know, said Jack. I just know someone went to that place before us. Jack, Annie, came the distant cry again. Annie poked her head out the window. Coming, she shouted. Jack put the golden medal back in his pocket. He pulled the dinosaur book out of his pack and put it back with all the other book. Then he and Annie took one last look around the treehouse. Goodbye, goodbye, house, whispered Annie. Jack's along his backpack over the shoulder. He pointed at the leather. Annie started down. Jack followed. Second later, they hopped onto the ground and started walking out of the woods. No one going to believe our story, said Jack. So late, not tell anyone, said Annie. That wasn't believe it, said Jack. He'll so say it was a dream, said Annie. Mom won't believe it, said Jack. She'll so it was pretended. My teacher wasn't believe it, said Jack. She'll so we're not, said Annie. We better not tell anyone, said Jack. I read. They said that, said Annie. Jack sighed. I think I'm starting to got. Think I am starting to not believe it myself, he said. They left the wood and started up the road toward their house. As they walked past all the houses on their street, the trip to Dinosaur Time did seem more and more like a dream. Only this world and this time seemed really. 맞아? Will Jack reached into his pocket. He clasped the gold medallion. He felt the ungrazing of the leather, and it made Jack's fingers tingling. Jack laughed. Suddenly he felt very happy. He couldn't explain what had happened today, but he knew for sure that their trip in the magic treehouse had been real. Absolutely real. Tomorrow, Jack said softly, we'll go back to the woods. Of course, said Annie, and we'll climb up to the treehouse, said Jack. Of course, said Annie, and we'll see what happens next, said Jack. Of course, said Annie. Right, race you. And they took off together, running for home.